All right, everybody. I hope that you are all doing very, very well. Well, so there is some breaking news, and please, please, please don't get me wrong. Um, in no way at all has anyone said that this body that has been found and recovered that it is related to Sebastian Rogers. They have not said that. Okay, so I'm just want to get that out there up front. However, I found this to be really, really interesting, and there have been other episodes where bodies have been found, and I don't jump and go, oh, it must be this or it must be connected to that. I don't do that. But this one really kind of hit home with me. And let me share why I think it's very interesting. Hold on, let me get my map. There it is. Okay. So when I saw this, when I put it on the map and looked at it, like my heart kind of skipped a beat. And those of you that have, that you're regular listeners to my channel and such, you know that multiple times, oh, you can't see. So sorry. Why are you not seeing? Ha, there we go. Okay. So you know that multiple times through all of this happening, see, DB already knows what I'm going to say. From the time that Sebastian went missing, I kept thinking about like Barry Morphew. What did Barry do? Allegedly. He made this big deal, made sure he was seen on cameras, got everybody's attention, and caused everyone, all the investigators, all the YouTube sleuthers, to look north, didn't we? We all had to look north toward Denver. And where was Suzanne found? Interestingly enough, she was found south. So when this thing happened with Sebastian, and it became so clear that someone was not quite telling the truth about this young man going missing, Barry Morphew kept popping up in my mind. And I kept saying, they are working, they being Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot, they're working really, really hard to get us to look west. Didn't he? Christopher Proudfoot did a lot to make everyone interested in Mississippi, for everyone to look at the campground. Remember? And I said at the time, I've said it multiple times, that every time I look at the map, my eyes kept going toward Clinton. My eyes kept going back over to the east. And he went missing. And when that information came out, that he kind of disappeared for a while, and he claimed that he had to go and get his camper. And remember all that? Remember everybody trying to figure out, well, how long was he gone? What was the number of hours that he was kind of out of pocket? Does it make any sense? And in fact, when we look at how far it is from Sumner County to Heiskell, which is where the body was found, it's 199 miles. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes. So a round trip is 6.5 hours, y'all. 6.5 hours. I have to say this over and over and over and over. No one has said that this body that they recovered this morning, that it had anything to do with Sebastian. No one has said that. No one. But seeing it, my heart kind of skipped a beat. And then when I went to Wikipedia to see what is this Heiskell, Tennessee, what kind of town is it? What could it be? Then I feel even more curious, I suppose. And here's what Wikipedia is telling us about Heiskell. Heiskell is an unincorporated community, not a city, not a town. It's an unincorporated community that is made up of the Knox and Anderson counties in Tennessee. It has a post office, zip code 37754, and its claim to fame, hang on to your britches, its claim to fame is Waste Management's Chestnut Ridge landfill, which serves the metropolitan area of Knoxville. It's right off of Interstate 75. So you mean to tell me that this tiny little place, it's not even a town. It's an unincorporated community. It does have a little post office, but the big claim to fame, the only thing that is written on Wikipedia about Heiskell, Tennessee is this very large landfill called Chestnut Ridge. It is right off of Interstate 75. It's so interesting. So that actually is where they located the body. Was at Chestnut Ridge landfill. And when you try to find any kind of information about the body or what's been going on, you can't find anything. So there's not a lot of information to talk about. But it does say the population of Heiskell, Tennessee is 3,546 people. There's a population density of 92.75 people per square mile. Heiskell is an unincorporated community encompassing both Knox and Anderson counties, and it does have a post office. The median age is 48.3. 51.5% are male, 48.45% are female, and there is a 0.51% of the population that is represented by non-census citizens. 3,402 people in Heiskell currently live in the same house they lived in last year, and that's kind of it. There's not really much notable about the unincorporated community of Heiskell. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And I don't think there was really, I thought I had an article here. Well, okay. Okay, so it says Chestnut. Wait, is that 2023 or 24? No, it's 2024. Okay. Yeah, Chestnut Ridge landfill in Heiskell on the border of Anderson and Knox counties is temporarily closed after police that say they found a body. Anderson County Sheriff's Office arrived at the landfill at 9 a.m. on December 11th. So yesterday morning, not this morning. A body has been found and we are investigating, said Captain Shane Vowell. The identity of the deceased and cause of death have not been released. The medical examiner officer is performing an autopsy. And that's it. There is, everywhere I've looked, there's not any sort of, well, not that I found, there's no indication as to whether the body is a recent death or if it's an older death or if it is a young person or an old person or male or female. There's nothing yet. I'm double checking myself here because Tennessee body found. Let's see. And I do think that the landfill reopened this afternoon, which sort of suggests that see, I can't even believe there's not even like a news report. Oh, maybe this is one right here. No, this one is. Okay, so nothing there. Yeah, see, I don't even see anybody has done a video on this yet. It looks like I'm the first one to put the video out about it. So we're kind of in a holding pattern, and I find that really interesting. Let me look one more place. Yep. 2 years, 5 years. See, even the news, they're not really talking about it. That is so strange. Let's see, one day ago. So I hope I don't end up looking like a fool. I try really hard not to come across as a fool. Occasionally I fail. But yeah, it looks like we're the only ones that are talking about this right now. That is so interesting, isn't it? Why wouldn't there be a news? Let's see. Okay, I found some news, but it's almost all. That was from yesterday. So, there's a YouTube channel, Evil Exists. They did a video 15 hours ago. Okay, here's one from 8 hours ago. Let's see if they've got any kind of updated information. Hold on just a second. Let me get it played. Okay, I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this video with y'all so y'all can see it too. So hold on just 1 second. So that is the so that's the map. It's a 3 hours 20 minutes that is east of where Sebastian went missing. And I just feel really you can't say hopeful, can you? You can't say that because it would be terrible if it was Sebastian. but it's also terrible not to know. So there is no positive outcome. But I mean, somebody that really, if you were one of the people, and Brittany J did this, if you're one of the people that really mapped out closely the movement of Christopher Proudfoot when he went missing that morning to go and get his camper, and like he was gone for like 11 hours, I think. Like he was out of where he was out of pocket from where it should have been. Start mapping these times, because this is very curious. And Harley, yes, there is a lot of reason to believe that Sebastian is in fact alive, correct? There was apparently, and I don't know these facts, like I'm still a bit hesitant on this. However, I'll go ahead with this. There is a witness that has come forward, and they claim that Sebastian was in fact sent to an alternative school, but he was sent using the name of like a fake name, that he was not sent with his name, Sebastian Rogers. That's a little bit hard for me to believe, simply because his photograph has been out everywhere. So even if he was sent with a different name, the school is going to get wind of this, and the schools are going to say, "Oh, I don't want any part of this, shenanigans. And I need to tell someone that this kid may be here with us." So that information is out there. And I just think I think it would be risky for a school to keep a kid, when they thought that perhaps it was a fraudulent admission that he was using, fake documents or whatever. So I'm skeptical of that story, but it is out there. Tony Mathis was in Virginia Beach searching the past couple of days. We all know who lives there. Yes, 17 hours with a 3-hour drive back. Exactly, Tina. And this drive, I mean, this is really uncomfortable. Okay, this is. But this drive from their house to the landfill is 3 hours and 20 minutes, which means a round trip of 6 hours and 40 minutes. And then the time to go over and get the camper, it's almost dead on. Like this uncomfortable. It is. It's uncomfortable. But in Mexico, perhaps the alleged school there are those schools in other countries, Jelly Bean. Absolutely. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Holly, they located this body yesterday morning early, and they closed the landfill. They said they had a possible body, and that was early morning. They closed the landfill at about 10:17 yesterday. They released an update and said that it was a body, and that the body would be recovered, and the medical examiner would conduct an autopsy. And then this afternoon, the landfill reopened. So what took from the time that they retrieved the body, why did it take 24 hours? Were they gathering evidence? I mean, they could have been processing what was known as a crime scene. You don't know. Where is the landfill? That's what you're looking at, Harley, on the map. So all the way to the left, that's Sumner County, right? That's the originating point. All the way over to the left, Sumner County. And then when you go all the way to the right, that ends in Heiskell, Tennessee, which is not even a town. It is basically a little community that services the Chestnut Ridge landfill. And that's it. Like there's no like stores or restaurants. There is a little small post office. And other than that, it's this big, giant, huge landfill. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but would there still be a body? Well, it all depends, Holly. I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities. Like perhaps he has been alive somewhere and only recently passed. I mean, I hate to get into all of this crazy, weird possibilities, because the truth is we don't know anything. And other than they have verified that a body was absolutely found. That was yesterday morning. And they have reopened the landfill this afternoon. And so I don't know why aren't they saying anything? Why aren't they saying, oh, this is the body of a 20-year-old woman or an 80-year-old man, or, they always do that, right? They always kind of give you an indication about it. And we're really not getting that this time. So I think that's kind of ominous, maybe. Or maybe it's not ominous at all. Maybe the local law enforcement is just doing their job, which is not to put out gossipy stuff. So there's that too. The description of the word body was most likely written by a journalist and not an official statement from law enforcement. So you don't really know if it's skeletal remains or partial remains or a fully intact body. And all of these things we don't know the answer to. I'm telling you, I've looked for information about this. So let me share this, and I will play this video. There's really not hardly anything about what's going on. So
examiner's office is now working to identify.
Can y'all hear that? If you can hear that, put a 1. I agree, Allie. Yeah. Exactly, Thomas Randall. Yeah. Okay, so y'all can hear it. Thank you. Well, where'd it go?
A body found at a landfill.
Here you go. This is the map that gives you an idea of what we're talking about. Anderson County Sheriff's Office confirming the body was found at the Chestnut Ridge landfill right off Interstate 75 in Heiskell, still about a 15-minute drive or so away from Clinton.
Jared Austin joins us live from that area tonight. And Jared, you're learning the landfill opened back up this afternoon.
Yeah, we had some people come by, stop by and talk to us. They said around 1:30, 2 o'clock, they went up there to see if it was open, got inside, dropped some stuff off. So we decided to do the same thing because we had heard they were temporarily closed during this investigation. Could not confirm anything on the scene, but I want to kind of give you a little perspective where we're at. We're about a quarter to half mile away. It's directly behind us. Let's show you what it looked like earlier today from this video. Here's the information we have confirmed from the Anderson County Sheriff's Office. They got a call around 9 o'clock for a possible body found at the landfill here. Then we also saw Anderson County Sheriff's deputies and the medical examiner making their way to the landfill. And finally, about an hour after that talk with the captain of the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, he confirmed to us they did find a body at this landfill.
We can confirm that a body has been found at the landfill. The Sheriff's Office is on the scene investigating.
Now, we also asked the captain there about the condition of the body, age, anything to describe how long it might have been in the landfill. Cannot confirm anything yet. We'll hopefully get more information once we get more info up from the medical examiner. We did get a statement from Waste Management. They run this landfill. They say they're going to fully cooperate with this investigation. All information into this case will come directly from the Anderson County Sheriff's Office.
Wow. Wow.
Jared, you've asked a lot of questions. When we get answers, we'll pass them on. Thank you.
There you go. You know,
that's News Nation's correspondent Alex Capriello standing by to do the big report for us tonight. So some interesting interaction you had with the.
Oh, sorry about that. Kind of went crazy for a minute there, didn't it? I want to take this thumbnail down because we don't have any, there's like no reason to think or know that, you know, I know we'll put his thumbnail up there. No, I don't want to put it up there. What should I put up there? That one's good, right? Okay. So, that is good information to find out that the reporter did ask for some kind of lead on, you know, is it young, old? Is it a body that's been there freshly, or is it something that is much older? And they are locked down. They are an information lockdown. What do you guys think? Do you feel like usually they will kind of give you a little indication? They'll say if it's a man or a woman. And so Thomas Randall says normally they do say body, or like body versus remains. And in this situation, they're clearly saying body. Law enforcement will not confirm anything about the body or its condition. But don't they usually like tell you if it is like male or female? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I just keep thinking about certain, like I know around Houston, yeah, when there's a missing person, not a missing person, but they have like the discovery of remains, they'll say like a young woman's remains were found, or a body was found in this area. Investigators believe that it's a male body, so that they would kind of indicate a little bit about what you're dealing with. But in this case, nothing at all. And sipping on, and you're exactly right about this, knowing how speculative social media is, I would think they'd say enough to know it's not Sebastian. That's what I was kind of thinking, given the fact that this is in fact Tennessee. It's only 3 hours away. They know the whole world, well, at least in Tennessee, law enforcement, they're all looking for this young man, especially because of the information that there's a rumor, an eyewitness, someone who thinks that he's out of school somewhere. You would think they would say that to sort of calm everybody. Oh, it's a female, or, you know, whatever. So Cindy Fisher, what do you mean CP was 3 hours away? It's still early on. I think they're going to limit what they say. Yeah, I mean, they're very clear to say the medical examiner is doing an autopsy, and they just gave nothing. So I would hope law enforcement would have followed CP, but they didn't, Southerly. That is what is so crazy to me, is the special treatment that was afforded to Christopher and Katie Proudfoot. And Seth did not get the special treatment. When they came to his house, it was guns blazing. Like they turned, I don't mean they actually had their guns out, but they searched his house. They didn't search anything at the Proudfoot house, and they never went to the Bowersox house. Maybe they didn't know the sex of the deceased, which could mean it was only bones. Perhaps, Mary. Yeah. Yes, he got special treatment. He really did. They did, Allie. Honestly, it's shocking how much law enforcement looked the other way. Now we'll theorize to the high heavens that it is Sebastian and will be made to look crazy and harmful. Well, I've said I don't want to be crazy. I don't want to look like I'm crazy. But and I said at the beginning of this video, I just keep feeling like because Christopher Proudfoot went missing for hours. I kept saying to my channel, if you're searching for Sebastian, go east. Go the exact opposite direction than where Christopher Proudfoot is leading you. Just like Barry Morphew, exactly like Barry Morphew. And Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot, they created a commotion to get people watching them west of Sumner County. They even left their home. Katie Proudfoot, knowing she would be judged horribly, saying, oh my God, if Sebastian comes home, his mother is not even there. There's no one home, literally, if Sebastian returns. Remember how horrified we all were? Did they know that? Did they know that people were going to pay attention to that? I mean, it's pretty interesting that while they were sitting in their camper in Mississippi, that's when they did the interview with Nancy Grace. So everybody knew that they were in Mississippi. Everything they did said, look over here, look at us, start your search in Mississippi. And no one was looking east of Sumner County. No one. And I kept saying, remember Barry Morphew, remember Barry Morphew, remember Barry Morphew. That is exactly, allegedly, what he did. He stopped in front of 5 different security cameras. He did everything but stand on his head and whistle to get the attention of investigators to look north, to look towards Denver. He made a commotion that said, look over here, look over here, look over here. And we all did. Even the whole bizarre swimming pool, the smell of bleach, yada, we all did it. We fell for it, hook, line, or sinker. And when this thing with Sebastian happened, I just, the whole Barry Morphew thing was still, fresh, and Linda Stanley debacle and all that. And I just kept saying, somebody go east. He's not they're not going to take you where they're taking you because he's there. You better look the exact dead opposite direction. And, it's chilling because Heiskell is. And we know that Christopher Proudfoot watches true crime. So did Barry Morphew. So did Barry Morphew. So the other possibility, y'all, is the Bower Sox. Didn't the Bower Sox leave? Like, how long had Sebastian been missing? Like a week or 5 days or something? Yes, Thomas Randall. Yes, thank you. Barry Morphew was very calculated. Very, very calculated. So not only did he go up toward Denver, you know what else he did, Thomas Randall? He went into what's the name of the town? not Bayou. Why am my brain trying to say Bayou? What's the name of the town? If you turn right, you go toward Denver, but if you keep going straight, he said he went in there to get coffee, maybe. If you keep on going, you go over the pass into Aspen. Shoot, what's the name of the town? Can't remember. Salida. Oh well, I'm having that brain fart. I don't know if it means anything, but I just got a notification from Bullhorn Betty coming up. Breaking news, special guest Seth will be on. That's later. Sorry, I didn't get the time. Does anyone know when Terry showed up the morning of the search, or was he absent? Well, Blackhawk, they were absent because they took off and went to Alaska. So Terry Bowersox and his wife, they were gone. And I think they left like 5 days after Sebastian went missing. It was so crazy. Holly, the landfill is exactly right. And Christopher's job was exactly left. So, I mean, if this were to turn out to be Sebastian, it would be like a blueprint of Barry Morphew's game. That he went he said, look over here, look north, come up here, search around here. When in fact he had gone south, and he sent other people in an altogether different direction to Moffett, going toward Colorado Springs to go north to Denver. This looks like almost an exact recreation. He sends his mom and dad off to Alaska, of all places. I mean, this could really be something. Sometime when someone is absent during an important time, it should raise a red flag all the time, Blackhawk. I think, no, look, truth is, you get a kid that goes missing, especially a kid with special needs. That's when you decide, oh, excuse me, guys, I better go pick up my camper. And then law enforcement says, sure, go right ahead. Why? If you were law enforcement on the scene and you had this missing kid and all these assets were called out and the whole county was looking for the boy, and then the stepfather says, excuse me, I know this may seem a little odd, but I need to go pick up my very expensive camper. I'll be back in, I don't know, about 14 hours. And you're just going to go, sure, nothing curious here. That doesn't look strange at all. Oh my gosh, it's chilling. It is so chilling to think about the parallels. It's just chilling. Barry said he could kill, so done, and get away with it. And he was right. He did say that. He did. He said he could make you disappear and no one would ever find you. And he was almost right. In my opinion, it's always been about distractions. I mean, really, Paula, I would not disagree with that at all. With Barry, he created this commotion to the north. He went to these 5 random spots, but every spot had a damn security camera. And he threw things away to make it look suspicious. Like he created intrigue. I mean, if you're looking for a missing woman and the husband and the missing woman is seen on 5 different security cameras throwing crap away, what are you going to think of as law enforcement? You're going to think, oh, he's trying to hide evidence, right? So how much time did they waste trying to search down landfills where he threw his damn trash away? He didn't throw anything away. Nothing of consequence. And the reason is because, in fact, in the middle of the night, He disconnected the telematics on the vehicle, and he drove an hour south and disposed of her in the easiest location to get to that no one would ever even consider. And then he got on the phone with his workers and he said, hey, I need you guys to go through Moffett or Colorado Springs or however he said it. I need you guys to go a different direction, which then made all the investigators go, wow, I wonder if something happened there. I wonder if she's somewhere along the highway to Denver, go from Colorado Springs up to Denver. He had investigators running all over Colorado, everywhere except an hour south of where she died. It's just fascinating. It's just so fascinating. Don't do that, New Jersey Robin. That's really not fair, because I highly doubt that anyone would go into Duty Ron's channel and announce my channel. I don't think they do that. So, or they don't allow that. So I don't know. No one has said anything that that's what it is at all. But I also think that it's interesting. Remember Gannon, what in the world did that nutty woman do? Exactly, Allie. That's such a great point. She drove like from Colorado to, what was it? Where did they live? Were they living in Georgia or maybe North Carolina? But she made that drive across the country and then just happened to make a little detour south down to Florida. And that is where she did the dirty deed and disposed of his little body, and then got right back up on the road and went on back on to like wherever it was. I keep wanting to say North Carolina, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Same type of MO, right? Distract, have a destination, distract, and then take a little side journey somewhere that no one would notice. Same exact MO, same exact thing. Thank you, DB. I appreciate that. Lady Rebel, it's always a possibility people get scared when things get hot. The whole family didn't expect this community to pick this case apart. This is our focus. Normally, we would be on multiple cases. Yes, Thomas Randall. I said the same exact thing. You're exactly right. I think it was underestimated that so many would fall in love with Sebastian, right? Every now and then these cases come along and there's something just about the injustice that just latches onto you and you just can't let it go, right? And you, like with Sebastian, I've really felt this push, and this is kind of new for me. It's not something, I usually do this like with women that seem to be the victim of domestic violence. But for some reason, this time with Sebastian, I just kept feeling like you got to keep it out there. You got to keep people talking about it. You got to keep the pictures out there. Probably because I was told not to make any more videos using Sebastian's name. Like they literally messaged me and threatened me and said, don't make videos about Sebastian Rogers. And I just laughed and I thought, who are you? Like, what? Well, we know who it was now, right? We know exactly who it was. And so when that happened, I thought, no, these people are trying desperately to stop the conversation about Sebastian. Why? And so I felt like at that point, that made it all the more important to actually keep talking about it and keep it going. I felt the same way with Suzanne Morphew. It was so, it was so, once the information began coming out and the history of Barry was there, you know the pattern of domestic violence. You understand how it affects the victims and how they change their behavior. And I just kept thinking, this guy steals her entire inheritance from her mother and her grandmother. He basically steals it from her, legally steals it, and then he kills her? And no one's going to do anything. Nobody's going to pay attention. I just couldn't. I just couldn't let it go. I was just disgusted by his behavior and the lack of any kind of morality in him. It just seemed so calculated and so evil that, yeah, I know people sometimes kill their spouse. Sometimes they get in an argument and a fight. Sometimes they find out about an affair and get kind of crazy. But to steal your wife's inheritance and then kill her, I just couldn't walk away from that. It just took a hold of me, and I just thought, this is so wrong. And this guy cannot get away with it. Unfortunately, we had a really crappy prosecutor, but I still think, hey, Barry, you going down, guy. They're coming for you. I feel it in my bones. But with Sebastian, I don't know. Y'all know, I kept saying, look to the east, look to the east. And this very likely will end up not being him, not having anything to do with him. That is the most likely outcome. But, I'm just on edge. It feels very predictable. It really does. Hey, Brittany, how are you doing? I said your name a while ago, Brittany. I must have drawn you in. So, yeah. Have you heard about the body they found? They had video at one of the hotels of her rolling the suitcase in and out. No, you're exactly right, Blue Bella. And you just think to yourself, how can you do that? How can you ride down the road knowing what your precious cargo is? Like, who does that? What kind of monster do you have to be? And she was pulling a suitcase into the hotel. Let's hope it wasn't what we were thinking, but yeah, there's some really, we got to remember, not everyone is like us. There are people out there that don't have these same feelings of morality and ethics. And hey, Petty Kitty, welcome. It's good to see you. So we will just keep following. I have zero idea. Maybe someone else knows. I have no idea how long it takes for an autopsy to be completed. I do not know. So this is up here is Sumner County. This is Gallatin right here. A lot of people know Gallatin. Here is Hendersonville right here. So, let me change Sumner County. Let me change that to Hendersonville. So that took 7 minutes off the trip. So there's Hendersonville. You go up to Gallatin, and then you come down to hit Highway 40. Is that 40? Yeah, Highway 40. And then it's just a straight shot, 3 hours into Clinton or into Hartselle. But look at where you're going. I mean, this is really, so you go through Cedars of Lebanon State Park, And then you go Edgar Evans State Park, very rural area. And then the next, go a couple of miles down the road, and then you're in the Cataloosa Wildlife Management Area. Federally protected lands. So really, this entire drive is just really rural and isolated. So 3 hours and 15 minutes one way, 6.5 hours the other. It is very interesting, y'all. So interesting. And I believe was it Oxford? Where were they parking the camper? Oxford's too far south. Maybe in Corinth? Wasn't there a little lake there, wherever it was that they were parking the camper? It was somewhere down here because he was working on St. Jude's Hospital. So 3 hours this direction. Let me zoom out a little bit here. 3 hours this direction, 3 hours the exact opposite direction. That looks like the playbook of Barry Morphew. Horn Lake, is that what it was called? The Yogi Bear Campground. Hey, Yvette, how are you? Yvette, did they ever find anything else or who the leg belonged to? What about the leg? I don't know anything about a leg. Thomas, that dude with the Chloe Driver sentencing, that guy, he believes that he is a Rothschild. They are either very manipulative and grifters, or he's completely just out of his mind nuts. He said, and I believe I made a video on it. He said that the reason that the baby was killed was because he was a Rothschild. That he said that on a podcast. Unbelievable. And nobody covered it. Nobody talked about it. The Anderson County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a body was located at the Chestnut Ridge landfill. Thank you so much, Justice Jane. Oh, here's something. Here's what I was asking a while ago. Thank you, Yvette. Jules, there was a leg found in Flowwood Pond, Missouri, May 2024, approximately 3 hours from Yogi Bear Campground. It remains unidentified. Unidentified. Wow. Since May, that wouldn't be Sebastian because they have his DNA. Carson, we do not know gender. They are playing this very, very close to the vest. They wouldn't tell anything. And we did listen to a news report, and the reporter specifically asked them, does this seem like this is a new discovery? Is this like something, a body that's been there for a long time? And is it a man or a woman? And the police said, we are not reporting anything. This is going to the medical examiner, and any communication about the body will come from Anderson Sheriff's Office. So they're playing it super, super, super close to the vest. A body would not have been dropped off at the landfill. It would be coming from a pickup location. So landfills are locations for places 3 hours away or more. And Knoxville, the one of the articles that I read, Crime, it was that this Chestnut Ridge landfill, this is a large landfill that is collecting primarily from the Knoxville area. So I did look at that. It's not even a town, right? It's just it's an unincorporated community of about 3,000 people. So that's this really interesting, really, really interesting. Hey, Skip to Malou, love your name. It is very strange. Yvette is in contact with the coroner, and is still, there is no information being put out. It is odd. Just a bit south of Memphis at Horn Lake. Yeah, because Marie, thank you. I think he was still, I think he had his camper there because he was working at St. Jude, and so strange. Are you talking about Jason? Oh, I must have that person blocked already because I can't see their comments. I don't even, like, when there's somebody that's just silly, I just block them. I don't care what they're saying. I watched him this morning. What a nut job. He thinks he's God's gift. Harley, whoo, he is, they are a very frightening group of people. That is definitely the opposite direction from CP's work. And that's what I said, Mama. Mama, the OG, I said months ago, remember Barry Morphew and Letitia go the exact opposite direction. Christopher Proudfoot got so much attention with that stupid camper and staying at the Yogi Bear campground and taking Katie to the camper and then going on Nancy Grace while they were in the camper. And I said at the time, this is so bizarre. It's like they're intentionally trying to get people to go to Mississippi. And then why would you go to Mississippi? That's not where he is. If that's where they're trying to lure you, you should go in the direct opposite direction. Just like Barry Morphew. Allegedly, Barry. Allegedly. Thank you, Thomas Randall. University of Tennessee, World's Fair Park, McGee Tyson Airport. We provide curbside trash, garbage, and recycling pickup services to residents in Tennessee, including the nearby areas of Knox County, Maryville. There was flesh on the leg. I was told coroner could lie to us if law enforcement asked them to. That too is correct, Yvette. Yep, they don't have to tell us anything. Services to residents in Tennessee, including nearby areas. My sister lives in Anderson County. A friend of her son works at the landfill. He told him it's a man. Well, that does, like Crime is saying, the likely possibility is that, maybe there was like an overdose or a drive-by shooting or something. The poor guy fell asleep in a dumpster, like the large metal dumpsters, and then unfortunately began the long journey to Chestnut Ridge, if you will. That's probably the more likely description of what happened. But this is really curious because it's exactly what I showed on the map months ago. So when I saw it, I just got chills and I was like, oh my gosh, is this even possible? So we'll have to wait and see. But in agreement the most likely thing is that it was just someone who overdosed, fell asleep in the dumpster because it was cold outside. Just a sad, tragic case of poverty, probably. But it is interesting. This is the first time that somebody's come out and said there had been a body found or something that I kind of perked up a little bit and paid attention to. But when I saw this, where this was located, I said, oh my gosh, this is exactly what my theory was. So we'll see how it turns out. Of course, you would not put anything in your own landfill, in my opinion. I would try, when I hide my bodies, skip to my loo, I try to be a little more discerning. Hello, Albany, Oregon. How are you? Welcome, little Miss Sharon. Harley, Coulter bad. They controlled everything she did that would drive anybody nuts. And Thomas Randall, don't forget, they were literally putting her in a sensory deprivation chamber as they were giving her supposed CBD, but I think they were giving her a THC tincture that was really strong, and then putting her in these manipulative torture chambers, and I think they drove her completely crazy. Lady Rebel has a bit of a different take. Lady Rebel says she believes Chris and Seth both know where Sebastian is. Well, I will say this. Other than this map you're looking at right here, because this is exactly what I talked about months ago when everybody was going down to Mississippi and searching in Mississippi. I said, actually, if I was on the ground searching, I'd be absolutely heading east. The exact opposite direction of what Christopher Proudfoot was trying to get everybody to do. This right here is what I would have done. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be kind of crazy. I asked ChatGPT, and here's what I got. It is managed by Waste Management, accepts non-hazardous waste materials, municipal solid waste, construction debris, and yard waste. There are several drop-off locations. Possibly Carson. Yeah. Occam's razor, right? Everybody always goes back to Occam's razor. So the most likely explanation is that it was recent. Well, you say recent, but this could be coming from the west side of Tennessee. If you say recent might be in the last 3 weeks or month or whatever. Are there missing people right now in Tennessee? Where are we on that? Let me look. Hold on. Missing person, Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's take a look-see. Okay, so it will go by what was it John said that the body is that of a man. Okay, there was a Ronald Donald, but he has been found. Joseph Snell was found. George Henderson found. Gerardo Baori found. Okay, there is a man missing named Samuel Finney, 73 years old, missing from Memphis. He went missing August the 2nd, 2024. Hang on just a minute and I'll share this with y'all. Okay, so this is Mr. Finney. And he is still missing. Oh, I'm so happy to have my touchscreen back. Y'all just don't know how much I missed it. Okay. So Mr. Finney has been missing since August of this year, and he has not been found. Okay. Mr. Audie Harness 70 from Scott County. He went missing May 5th, 2024. So that's him. Oh, there's actually a lot of missing men. What is going on in Tennessee? Roy Whited, May 3rd, 2024 from White County. Interesting. Jerry Shoemake, been missing since April 2024, Jackson County, Tennessee. There's so many missing men in Tennessee. Why? Oh my gosh, that is really frightening. James Williamson missing December 31st, 2023 from Memphis. Stephen Brian Elsinger, July 10th, 2023. There's Lara. Here's another one. I'm blown away. Daniel James Dewey, missing since 2022 from Knoxville. There's Lucy. Wow, that is a lot of missing men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven missing adults. Are y'all surprised by that? Yeah, TikTok Barry. Get ready, buddy. They're coming for you, big guy. Walking into the dense forest there and getting lost. We don't know if the person that was told it was male really got that information correct. Agreed, Blue Bella. I mean, all we're doing is just sort of, this is complete gossipy. Like, we have no idea, male, female, young, old, we don't know at all. But someone did come in earlier and say that someone they know works at the landfill and that it was the body of a man. Now, I will remind you that I think that the Texas Roadhouse video definitely reflects that Sebastian was either in puberty or finished with puberty, and that he was every bit as tall as Katie. He did not have the body of a little boy, in spite of her giving the law enforcement photographs that showed a little boy. So there's also that curiosity. My father-in-law had dementia, and we had to keep a very close eye on him. Oh, yeah, that is the worst situations are people that are put in nursing homes, and they just want to be home, right? They still want to live at their house, but they've gotten too old, and now they're forgetful, or they've got some kind of medical issue. And I'm telling y'all, they will take off in the middle of the night walking. I knew a man, Mr. Pixley. Poor old Mr. Pixley was sharp in his mind. He was just as smart as he ever was, but he had some medical problems, and his kids put him in the nursing home. And every night that man escaped and walked about 12 miles to his house. And somebody would discover Mr. Pixley's gone again. They'd call sheriff's office. Sheriff would go out there, and there's Mr. Pixley in his old house, happy as a clam. It was all so sad. I kept saying, why don't his kids hire a sitter? Let him stay in his house, for goodness sake. Yeah, it was very sad. It was really, really heartbreaking. We don't know. It could have been a badly decomposed body. Yes, Michelle, they are not telling us anything. Simply verified a body was found. and it has bin retrieved and turned over to the medical examiner. And the only communication about it will come from Anderson County Sheriff's Department. And so we're waiting. That's it. Was found yesterday morning. When I was trained as an officer, we were told that Knox was a hub of trafficking and gang violence due to roadway availability. Oh, I absolutely would believe that. Absolutely, yes. Little Rock, Arkansas is really, really similar to Knoxville. You've got like 7 major freeways that come in and out of the city. It's right in a big central area that all these small rural areas can reach. And yeah, it's well known for the trafficking coming, like they traffic a lot to like Detroit. Also, they go up into Iowa and do a lot of trafficking in Iowa. They don't care if it's cold or a tornado. They will take off in the most awful weather. They will. All they want, Blue Bella, they just want to go home. And that is what just tears my heart out. I just can't take it. Just found your channel tonight. I've seen your topic. I wanted to see what was being said. I pray for this family and this person and their family. The holidays are hard. There's something like this that makes it so much hard. Thank you for watching, Matthew. And again, I don't jump in every time they say body found and go, oh, look, it's Summer or it's Sebastian. I don't do that. This was really the first time that I reacted. And really the only reason is simply because this is nearly identical to the map that I put up months ago saying, why are you guys looking at Mississippi? Because that's where they want you to pay attention. Why don't you go east? It just like Barry Morphew did. Just exactly like Barry Morphew. That there's a lot to learn from that. He damn near got away with it. Allegedly. I don't know if Barry did it or not. All right. Let's see. Hi, PJ Vision. How are you? I was told y'all had some info on Seth being in Virginia. Can someone? Oh, I didn't say that. I don't know anything about anybody being anywhere. How is that for being politically correct? I don't know nothing about nobody nowhere. Okay. Exactly, sunset gazing. Hi, bad actors. How are you doing? Yeah, go east. They made such a commotion about the Yogi Bear campground, including doing their Nancy Grace interview there. And Katie Proudfoot knew that when she left her home, that everybody was going to be livid with that message. Well, if Sebastian is found, if he does show up, there's no one home to greet the kid. And yet she left. She left with Christopher Proudfoot, went to the campground in Mississippi, and then did a national interview there. How much more could she have jumped up and down and said, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm over here. You better search over here. And people did search. People did go over there and search around, walk around that big pond. There were people there that were video recording the Yogi Bear campground. And think about it, you guys. Let's stop a minute and think about this. Christopher Proudfoot has proven he's not a dumb man. I mean, he's not a very nice man, but he's certainly not stupid. Why would he park his camper right there, front row, front gate, where all these YouTubers could drive back and forth, taking pictures and video recording? Why would he do that? If he really didn't want to be found, wouldn't he have asked for a parking spot at the back of the campground? Think about this. Just like Barry Morphew. Barry Morphew went to 5 different trash bins, threw some crap away, but miraculously, every place he stopped, there was security cameras. So for law enforcement, they're looking at this and they're going, "Oh, look, he's destroying evidence, destruction of evidence." No, it was called breadcrumbs. It was a distraction. It was a ruse to lure the detectives, the investigators, north to Denver. The problem is that he had disposed of Suzanne's body, allegedly, south. He went exactly the opposite direction. And then once he disposed of her there, he called his friends, his coworkers, and said, "I need you to meet me up in Denver, but I want you to go through Moffett. I want you to go through Colorado Springs, get on the interstate, and come up to Denver from the south. I'll be going into Denver from the northwest." So he had investigators looking all over Colorado. Everywhere except where? South. And I said the same thing about this. I said, why are they creating such a commotion west? Why are they trying to get everybody to look at Mississippi? Well, because he's clearly not going to be there. And I said at that time, go exactly east from where you're being distracted to. Wherever they're trying to lure you, go in the exact opposite direction. Hillbilly Heart, my friend, how are you? Miss K. Lou, go tell them this is a happy chat. Who is Lucky Lou? I like the name. He was leaving his breadcrumbs. Yes, he was. Hey, Redmilla, thank you so much. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So, as stated, the most likely scenario, Occam's razor, the most likely scenario is that this was just an unfortunate guy who fell asleep in the wrong dumpster, or he overdosed, or probably a homeless guy. And that's the most likely possibility, right? But in the unlikely event, it's interesting. And I also think it's incredibly interesting that they're kind of holding their cards so close to the chest and refusing even to say male, female, old, young, recent death. Sometimes they give you a little bit, like a little, but nothing on this one. They were intentionally not saying. I find it disappointing law enforcement continues to be outplayed. They certainly do, bad actor. Yeah, absolutely. Something happened in the Jennifer Dulos case, dumping stuff in the trash. Yes. What was that the one? Is that the one where they were like seen driving around town to different dumpsters, dropping off bags of something? See, help me understand this, Thomas Randall. Okay, this is how my mind works. And I don't know if I'm just wrong and this is actually smart, or to me, it doesn't seem smart. And here's why. If it's just one body and you hide it, then it's unlikely that someone will accidentally stumble upon it, right? But if you take one body and you turn it into, 20 different bags, and then you separate the bags and distribute them all around, Are you increasing the chance that someone's going to stumble upon the portion of the body? You're making it easier for it to be found, not harder. That's how my calculus tells me, but maybe I'm wrong. Y'all correct me if I'm not looking at that right. So it is sad how many missing people there are in Tennessee. Yeah, so currently there are 7 missing men, and I think it was like 4 missing women that have not been found. Let me count. Okay, so not the ones that are resolved, the ones that have not yet been found. Okay, so there's 1 woman. Two, 3. Okay, so 3 missing women and 7 missing men. That's very interesting, isn't it? And then let's see the missing kids. I know I'm always just in shock how many missing kids there are. Okay, these are resolved. All right, so Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is at the very top of the list. Went missing February 26, 2024, 15 years old, from Sumner County, 5 foot 5 inches, 120 pounds. Then we have Hollyan Snap from Kingsport, went missing October 15th, 2023. Layla Santinello went missing June 26, 2023, Kingsport. An infant, only 2 days old, February 2nd, 2022, Kennedy Hoyle. Summer Wells went missing June 15th, 2021, 5 years old, Rogersville. Eva Alejandra Lopez went missing in 2015, 15 years old, from Winchester. Chloe Leverett, September 2012, 9 years old, from Unionville. Gage Daniel, 7 years old, September 28, 2012, Unionville. I bet that was parental abduction. I think they're brother and sister. And then an infant, Zaylee Grace Fryer, 4 months old, went missing in 2011. So the children. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5. No, yeah, only 5 missing kids since 2021, and only 1 missing kid in 2024. Sebastian. That's pretty hard to believe because we had 7 men missing in 2024. It's weird. There's one more list here. Okay, this is okay. So these are missing kids, but they think that it is like parental abduction. So there is a 14-year-old from Mount Juliet, went missing December 9th, just a few days ago. Her name is Evelyn Amaya Castro. Let me see if I can share that with y'all because these are recent. All right. So Evelyn Amaya Castro, look what a sweet little smile she has. She went missing 4 days ago, December 9th, 2024. She's 14 years old. She's from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Poor baby. And then another December 24, Sincere Grimes, 16 years old, from Jackson, Tennessee. Wow. Another December 2024, 15 from Collegedale, Sky DePrimo. This is a little strange. Isn't that strange? Tarlasia Harding, 16 years old, went missing November the 4th of this year from Nashville. Tony Metcalf went missing May 27th this year, 14 from Nashville. Magdalene Echo Ellen Maine, October 10th, 15 years old, from Cookville. Can I say this? Betsabi Bastilio Escutia, August 17th, 2024, and she was 17 when she disappeared from Memphis. Maggie Meatek, September 14th, 2024, 17, missing from Kingsport. Kingsport has got a sincere drug problem. They've always got missing people. Here is 16-year-old Quinia Hester, June of 2024, from Clarksville. She's cute. Brianna Weems. Man, I see Brianna's picture all over the place. She is not a parental abduction. September the 1st, 2024, 16, from Kingsport. There was actually a lot of information about her online. She was having lots of family of origin problems. Family of origin had a lot of drugs and stuff in it. Janaea Adair, 16 years old. Clint Knit. My computer's taken. There we go. Clintnisha Cobbins, July, 17 years old, from Memphis. Kaylee Tardive, March 22, 2024, 17, from Clarksville. Quran Muhammad, December 3rd, 2023, from Knoxville. Ana Inez Ramos Martin, October 13th, 2023, 16, from Bedford County. Alejandro Mendez Perez, November 14th, 17 years old, from Columbia. Lydia Trout. That is so weird why my computer keeps, like it's got a mind of its own. There we go. Lydia Trout went missing March 2024, 15 years old, from Knoxville. Lervin Danelia Galias Brizuela, July 24th, 2024, 14 years old, from Morristown. Caden Hatley went missing June 2024, from Church Hill. Maria Felipe Alonso, May 27, 2024, 15, from Portland. Kamaria Irvin, February 2024, from Memphis. Caitlin Reynolds, April 12th, 14 years old, from Nashville. Magdalena Alonso, August of 2023, from Bedford County. This Skyla from 2023, Washington County. So many, isn't it? It's so many. Christopher Cliff, 16, from Hermitage. Eduardo Rafael Perez, 16, from Columbia. Suri Morales Banegas, 15, from Knoxville. Escarlate Rios, July 2023, 13, from Nashville. Brian Miraz, from Cedar Hill. Ana Ramirez, from Nashville, 15 years old. Neve Williams, 17, from Memphis. She's a cutie. Kimberlyn Uloa, 13, from Maryville. Octavia Castillo, Tipton County. Armando Mireles, 15 years old, from Greenville. Carlos Eduardo Simon, 6, from Knoxville. Oh, so sad. Manuel Baldemar Pena Castro, May 28th, 2008, from Knoxville. So sad. Shelby Marlowe went missing on December